Hello my friends, we have some breaking news. The United States Air Force lost the MQ-9 Reaper drone over the Black Sea. It was flying over the international waters completely legally and free with a standard routine mission for the air surveillance of Crimea, let's say. And here we go with a track of that unmanned air vehicle. You can see it was very close to the Turkish airspace and was under control by the Turkish ATC. And yes, there is still a human operator who sits in a special room and controls this air vehicle. And they also talk with the air traffic controller as normal pilots do. And Russia sent two of the Sukhoi Su27 fighter jets to intercept this unmanned air vehicle. By the way, Russia has better airplanes as Sukhoi Su-35, but for this particular mission they decided to send Su-27, outdated airplane, but still it's the basic model from which they upgraded to Su-35. And it's been confirmed that they've shot down their Reaper drone just in the air over the international waters. For this time that I record the video, there are two versions. One of them is the Taran, basically the collision between the Sukhoi Su-27 and the Reaper drone, and the other version that Sukhois were flying very close to the Reaper drone and then start to dam the fuel, causing the engine surge of the drone, and basically without the power, drone just collided into the water surface and United States completely lost the drone. And there are some rumors that Russians sent some of the ships to recover the debris of the drones, but so far I cannot prove whether it's fake or not. There is the audio recording of the intercepted communication with the boat, but it's very easy to fake the voice on the radio, so I wouldn't trust it right now. And according to the information that I was able to find from the internet, from some of the official resources, and here they say that Russian aircraft actually struck the propeller of the MQ-9, and here they say that Russian Su-27 aircraft actually struck the propeller, so it was the collision. But before it, several times Russian jets dumped the fuel and flew in front of the MQ-9 in a reckless manner. This incident demonstrates a lack of competence in addition to being unsafe and unprofessional, yes, obviously from the Russian side, but if there is the damage to the airplanes, we call it not the incident but accident. And Pentagon spokesmen say that they have the video of the Russian airplanes reckless flying and probably about the collision, and the United States is preparing to publish a video of the incident, they continue to say, with the Russian fighters in the Black Sea. So we are eagerly waiting for the video release. Why those UAVs are so important? Because they collect the data from the nearby Russian bases. They know then Russia fires the rockets towards Ukrainian territory, and they know that Russian airplanes or helicopters are flying near to the front lines or attacking Ukrainian positions, so they can send the information to Ukrainian army. And the United States Air Force say that they will continue their missions in the Black Sea. As for the other reaction from the United States, they called the Russian ambassador to Washington to explain what happened there, and I think they will give him a note that you shouldn't repeat those maneuvers because that can deteriorate the situation for Russia itself. And it's not the first time that Russian pilots are causing some of the problems because of their reckless flying on their Su-27 fighter jets. So there was the incident in September 2022, then Russian Su-27 fighter jet launched the rocket very close to the British surveillance airplane RC-135W Rivet Joint. It was also patrolling the airspace in international waters, which is completely legally and according to the international law. After that, there was the talk between defense minister of two countries, Ben Wallace and Shoigu. So Shoigu said that it was some sort of the failure, then Russian rocket was accidentally launched from the airplane, which is complete nonsense. So I do not expect the strong reaction from the United States in that case. They try to calm down the situation for now, but I think in that case, if they will patrol the airspace in international waters of the Black Sea, they should have some sort of the cover from the fighter jets, and Turkey is bordering the Black Sea, so they might help because they are also the NATO member. I think that might help to avoid the future confrontations, and also we need fighter jets for Ukraine. And we have some of the good news about it. Our close ally Poland is going to transfer their MiG-29s to Ukrainian army in around 4 up to 6 weeks. And this information is official, it comes from the Polish Prime Minister. So that should be roughly at the end of the April. Also, Slovakia is going to transfer their 10 fighter jets, the same model, MiG-29, to Ukrainian army, and will have lots of the new fighters, and that's great. I hope that they will also transfer some of the rockets and bombs for those fighter jets, because it's also crucial. We wasted quite a lot of the ammunitions for the Soviet-made airplanes, and after they arrive, we may expect some sort of the counterattack from the Ukrainian army. It should be a big one. For the last months, Russia expanded its controlled territory in Ukraine by less than 0.04%, but it lost thousands of soldiers and vital equipment. And their greatest achievement could be the capturing of the Bakhmut city. I posted this picture on my Telegram channel. By the way, my friends, don't forget to subscribe for me over there. Thank you so much for your support there as well. And there I can also publish the videos that I cannot post over here. So today I already asked the community to read out their comments about whether Ukrainian army should leave the Bakhmut city, because this gap is getting closer and closer. You can see this is the gray area. We cannot identify who is controlling this territory, whether Ukrainian forces or Russians, but still the fightings are ongoing over here, and the closest distance from the fighting areas are just 2 kilometers, and Russians, I may say, already cut the supplies from this road. And I wonder how can we get out from the Bakhmut city, because all the roads are actually in the war zone right now, but we have some sort of the new roads across the fields which are not really great for all of the vehicles. You need to have some sort of the off-road capability to go across those fields, but still it's not late to evacuate our forces or to move them out from the Bakhmut city. I personally think that it could be the proper time to do it just right now. Yes, I know that I expected the counterattack in the area, but you see that Russia advances every day, and there is the great risk of our guys being encircled in Bakhmut city if they close this gap. So let's quickly review the situation in Bakhmut right now. So it was the advancement of the Russian forces over here. If you compare to yesterday, it was yesterday, and today the situation got much worse. They are getting this part narrower and narrower. They probably have already aimed their artillery in this area, and it would be very hard for our forces to get out from the city. But you know, today it was the major meeting with President Zelensky and our chief generals, and they continue to say that we will resist in Bakhmut city. I watched the video today of Arthur Ray, who is also YouTuber as me, reviewing the situation in Ukraine. He is from Estonia, probably you know him, and he says that it's better to leave Bakhmut for good. He says that otherwise Ukraine risks to have more casualties than Russian side, or similar casualties. Before it was 1-5, 1-7, and now it could be 1-1. So what can I say on this topic? Definitely we are in lack of the information of what is happening really on the front lines, because we are not the military commanders with you, and we don't have the access to the classified data. But judging on this map, I would say yes, it's time to leave the Bakhmut city. I'm also quite concerned about the commander of this operation, Syrsky, and he also was the commander of the operation in the Baltseve, and that operation went wrong for Ukrainian forces. They were encircled in that area, there was no any corridor for evacuation, and our guys just ran away to Ukrainian controlled territory with heavy losses. Officially, Ukrainian government and President Poroshenko by that time said that the corridor was agreed for Ukrainian forces, but it was clear lies. So I hope that the lessons were learned before, and what worries me that Ukrainian command still insists that it's better to protect the Bakhmut city. If Ukrainian side doesn't have the intentions for the counterattacks from the Chasiv Yar, Konstantinovka, from the Siversk and from the Slavyansk, as Prigozhin said, because it's the threat for their army, without the counterattack, I think it's better to get out from the city. If you expect the counterattack, if you plan the counterattack, yes, it's better to protect the city for some time, to keep enemy for some sort of the distance, to get them busy with the city and counterattack in different parts. So still there is the possibility of Ukrainian counterattack in the region, but it's quite low, I might say. And some of the story was revealed today to the media. You can see the helicopter, the Black Hawk on the background, and here is the ex-Chelsea Football Club owner Abramovich together with the special forces of Poland. You know that 1 year ago Russia assaulted quite rapidly on Kiev, and by that time there were some sort of the negotiations between the Ukrainian side and the Russian one. Well, Polish side guaranteed the security for Ukrainians, and our officials were accompanied by the special forces of Poland. Also, Russian oligarch Abramovich was accompanied by the Polish special forces. But after withdrawal Russians away from the Kiev area and many other regions, President Zelensky said that there should be no any kind of the peace agreements with the current Russian president. I think that Ukrainian government realized that Ukraine has the power to withstand the Russian aggression, and there should be no any kind of the humiliating peace deals. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on the situation in Ukraine, especially in Bakhmut area. And now please press the like to this video. Also, if you want to support my job, there are some of the links in the video description below. You may support me on Patreon or channel membership or PayPal, whatever you like. Thank you so much for your support. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.